Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and virtual guests. If any of you remember back in the day, there was a commercial where, like Vikings, they're all asking, "What's in your wallet?" And what that was is that was a credit card commercial for Capital One. Now, I carry a credit card, of course, not necessarily Capital One, but their tagline, "What's in your wallet?" always piqued my interest. And I said, well, what's in your wallet, but what's in the rest of your pockets? I mean, you have 4 or 5 pockets. Some people have 8, 10 pockets. And of course, the greatest mystery in the world, what do women keep in their purse? Well, I wanted to go over a concept called EDC. And what that stands for is everyday carry. What do you carry other than your credit card? Well, of course, you're going to carry your wallet, you're going to carry your ID, you're going to carry cash, or most people will be carrying cash, and then you will be carrying other objects depending on what your situation is. I think the majority of people are going to be carrying their phone. And of course, a smartphone does about everything. It's a computer. It keeps you in communication, and of course, whatever you need to do, there's an app for that. But what are some of the other things that we might carry on a day-to-day basis? Because also, you've got to remember, we live in California, which is a kind of a unique situation. Weathers, we don't have to worry about snowstorms generally. We have heat, we have humidity, we have the normal things that most people have to deal with. But one of the things I carry is I carry a pocket knife. And of course, for those of you who can recognize this, this is a Swiss Army knife. Now, a Swiss Army knife, just in case I find a rampant bottle of wine that needs to be opened, and so I can provide some libations. Of course, a scissors, which is really good for cutting the threads off that brand new shirt. And of course, assorted blades, screwdrivers, can openers, and so on. This is something that I've carried probably most of my life. I remember I always had that Boy Scout pocket knife, which was great. And then I graduated in college, literally. I graduated onto Swiss Army knives, and I have lost count of how many I have because I have one in every car, one in every survival kit, and I always carry one with me. The second thing I have on this little keychain is a whistle. I'm not going to demonstrate it because it is very loud. And what it is called, what this is for, this is a police whistle. And the reason why I carry that is, say, if something happens and you're in a room somewhere in a building and somebody's trying to locate you or you're locked in, you can blow this whistle a lot louder than you can just yell, "Hey, help, help." Also, it brings attention. Say if you witness a crime in process or something, you can literally blow the whistle on it and cause some distraction and bring some attention. I think I always have like a supply of these whistles because especially I have women friends who says, I could really use a whistle. In fact, a Toastmaster acquaintance of mine wrote on her Facebook post, "I need a Lois whistle." And I said, "What's a Lois whistle?" And it's called the infamous autocorrect. So she wanted a loud whistle and to substitute Lois in there. So I handed it to her and I gave her a Lois whistle. But a lot of women carry this because, again, in a parking lot, if you're by yourself, it's probably a prudent thing to have something that makes a little noise. Now, at the next level, you would have something like this. And this is pepper spray. And no, this is not the stuff you spray on your food because you like it spicy. This is actually pepper spray that is defensive. Now, this is oleocapsin. It will typically, in the majority of the time, it will distract your attacker so you can have an avenue of escape. And I think this is important to have, especially if you're facing like a 300-pound, 6'5" person who intends to do you some harm. This is probably a prudent thing to carry in your pocket. So what else can you carry? Usually I carry what they call an EDC light, everyday carry light. It's a very small flashlight. It's made by Surefire. It's called the Sidekick, and it looks like a car opening device. I hear it dance on it. The word's not coming to me. It'll come to me. But the little alarm reset button, it's about that big, and it has 300 lumens. Now, lumens, we can go into another thing about how bright it is, but just say it's a moderately bright flashlight. The reason why I don't have mine physically with me is because the keychain broke off my keys, and I've got to call Surefire and said, is there a fix for that? But again, good light, because again, I remember being in a building that had no windows on it, because it was a bank and it was where the credit card center was. So there were no windows at all for the entire building. They used to call it the blockhouse, because they didn't want somebody, some bright-eyed person with a pair of binoculars looking in and trying to find credit card numbers, because crooks will do that. So it was literally a blockhouse. The good side, it was very secure. The bad side of this is it was dark as a tomb. And of course, since they didn't maintain their emergency lights, we had a little earthquake and all the power went out. And it was pitch black. I don't know if any of you have been to Carlsbad Caverns or to one of those other deep mines. You go into there and it's so dark you can't see anything. That's pretty much how dark it was. I remember thinking to myself, my flashlight is sitting on my desk, or in my desk, and I'm 20 feet away at the printer, waiting for a print, and the lights go out and it's pitch black. And the first thing I just said, is everyone okay? Any problems, whatever? And I just heard people whimpering, laughing, just all kinds of weird noises, as if my ears were working. But I said, I need to carry a flashlight on me at all times. I mean, nowadays we have the flashlight that comes in your phone, but you want to preserve that resource because it burns battery very quickly. So it's very simple to have an EDC flashlight like the Surefire Sidekick, which I would have brought today anyway. And then there are other things you may want to do, because again, sometimes you need to get at something one time, and one of the other EDC items is a folding knife. Now, I carry a folding knife, and it is a Spyderco, and it comes out pretty quickly. And what this is it's a utility knife. It's about 4 inches long. You can actually cut open boxes with it, and it's easy to use and easy to deploy. I keep it in my pocket, and because a lot of times you're holding a box and you want to get it open, you want to get that knife open, because the Swiss Army knife, it does take time. But this one, what it does is, as it's opening, it just hooks on your pants and it's automatically open. So this is not an automatic knife, so this is legal by California standards, but it's something that I've learned how to use, and it's very efficient. So what do you carry for your emergencies? What do you carry just in case? Some of the things I like to carry around is a bottle of water, in case I get thirsty or I start to get dehydrated, like when I was working out yesterday. The key is fitting that to your personality and your lifestyle, and also how many pockets you have. Because typically I wear jeans and there's 5 pockets, and usually they're all full. Yesterday I was wearing some pants by a company called 511, which is just down in Carson. Wonderful pants, and they have 8 or 9 pockets, so you have a little spot for everything. And the key is what's in your wallet, what's in your pockets, and how does that serve you on a day-to-day basis, even if the day turns unusual. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Rick. I apologize about the timing. I was so engrossed in your speech that I forgot to use the